Did you miss Bitcoin when it was quote unquote affordable? What about Ethereum? Maybe you sat on the sidelines while your friends were trading meme coins about dogs making thousands of dollars. All right, let's be honest. You blew it. But here's the thing, it's not too late. If you've been waiting for the right time to get into crypto, this year might just be it. 2025 could be the chance for you to make a real impact. Let me explain why. All right, so here's the cold hard truth. Most people feel like they've missed the boat, myself included. They let that guilt, that FOMO, cripple them. But fear not, that does not have to be your reality. Institutional adoption. Major players like BlackRock, State Street, and Fidelity are lining up to bring trillions of dollars into the crypto space. Their belief is that this is an emerging asset class with long-term value. 2. Regulatory clarity. With the formation of a crypto advisory board, a more crypto-friendly SEC, the incoming Trump administration, and the potential for a federal strategic Bitcoin reserve, 2025 is shaping up to bring clearer regulations and stronger foundation for crypto and its future growth. 3. Rapid innovation. As crypto continues to expand its reach to the mainstream, it collects more and more creative and innovative people in the space, entices companies to push the boundaries for blockchain use cases, Web3 implementation, for example, in things like AI, gaming, finance, security, and tokenization of real-world assets and infrastructure. In my opinion, this is the new age frontier, and we have the opportunity to be the digital frontiersmen and women right now, today. 4. Global trends. Instability, war, and inflation are pushing more individuals to leverage the crypto space. Every bull market rewards those who were prepared during the quiet periods. Think of the famous quote by Warren Buffett: to be fearful when others are greedy, and to be greedy only when others are fearful. Right now, the markets are still building momentum. By the time the headlines are screaming crypto is back, you'll have already missed the boat. If grandma's telling you buy fart coin, you're probably too late. Now, let's talk about the most important thing, what you came here for in this video. Building a portfolio that actually lasts. In my opinion, I believe you need pillars, projects that have stood the test of time and are positioned to dominate the future. Each of these pillars should be the representative of a solid category or bucket. Breaking down a solid crypto portfolio into categories or buckets ensures diversification and also balances some risk. Here's a framework for 6 key buckets ranging from foundational assets to speculative plays. Let's use CoinGecko to build out a portfolio. At the end of this video, I'll also leave a link to this portfolio so that you can reference it if you decide to find any value in it. So let's see what we got here. The first bucket, let's just go to portfolio. The first bucket we're going to talk about is going to be basically your core store of value. Think about these things as like your foundational, low risk assets. They have a proven track record, and they're really going to be the anchors of your portfolio. So if we go to add coin, the first one I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to choose two real big boys here because I believe that these are really the anchors in the entire crypto space. So the first one, without a doubt, is Bitcoin. Okay, pick Bitcoin, select that one. All right, and then we're also going to pick Ethereum. All right, let's see if those things came up in the portfolio. Yeah, they did. Great. All right. So I choose Bitcoin because arguably Bitcoin is the sun that all crypto revolves around. Okay. Pretty much if Bitcoin's doing well, the rest of the market is doing well. If Bitcoin is down, everything else is following Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, got to have some Bitcoin in your portfolio, in my opinion. It is the staple. Ethereum, also another core store of value, but it's not just like, it also has a foundational layer for decentralized applications through the use of smart contracts. A very popular institutional investment here as well, just like Bitcoin. You can buy Ethereum in like an ETF, and it's another huge player in the space. So these two I would have as my core positions in my portfolio. Okay. You should have these as staples given the high institutional investment that is backing these two. The fact that you can buy these in your retirement funds, through mutual funds, ETFs, and on the scrolling tickers on the television only lead me to believe that they're probably here to stay for the long term. I don't even know what camera I'm looking at. Okay, so the second bucket we're gonna go into is gonna be smart contract platforms. These things, basically, you're gonna diversify by investing in projects that compete with or complement Ethereum. These are alternative blockchains with vibrant ecosystems that are building and innovating in the crypto space and ultimately are bringing value and use cases for blockchain technology. I think these chains I'm about to mention are really the catalysts for growth and where you could potentially find that one project that could possibly be the next Google or Amazon equivalent in the Web3 space. So again, to keep this simple, let's look at 3 chains that I think do a good job to represent this bucket. So go back to portfolio. How do you add a coin here? Add coin. Cardano. That'll be the first one I'm going to pick. I'll tell you why in a second. The second one is going to be Solana. And then the third one is kind of, you could pick what you want here. I'm going to look at like either, you can look at like Avalanche, Phantom, or BNB. I think just for the sake of kind of mainstream world with this video, I'm going to go with BNB. All right. See if those added to the thing. They did. Sick. Great. So Cardano, right? Why did I pick Cardano? Personally, it's my favorite blockchain and smart contract platform. I hold a bunch of Cardano because I actually believe in it. It's like Bitcoin, but with more efficiency, lower costs, and it also has smart contracts. Cardano is like one of the only ones here that I just picked out in this bucket that uses a UTXO based blockchain similar to Bitcoin, which makes it really attractive to me. In my opinion, the ecosystem is primed for potential. I also personally like Charles, who is the founder of Cardano, and a lot of his stances on blockchain transparency, security, and the importance of decentralization. Okay. Currently, Cardano is trading at 87 cents. It is coming down from a little bit of a rally it had right before the holidays, where it hit what was like the high at $1.30. So I think there's a lot more room to grow here. It makes sense that we're retracing back after this crazy rally. Most crypto right now at the time of this video is kind of retracing as well, including Bitcoin. So, you know, I don't know charts. I'm not a financial advisor, but maybe there's an opportunity here if you're watching this video right now. So on to the next pick, Solana. Okay, why did I pick Solana? Pretty much, this is my second favorite alternative chain to Bitcoin and Ethereum. I like Solana because of its speed and its scalability, and it makes it a really good spot for decentralized applications, NFTs, meme coins. I mean, there's just like a ton of projects from serious things like decentralized infrastructure plays, aka DPIN, to completely ridiculous meme coins that have become very successful on the chain. It definitely has a robust roster of projects to choose from and generally gets a really positive feedback from the press, from the mainstream pundits, and people just in general in the crypto space. So Solana is a pretty good project in my opinion to have in your portfolio. If we look at the price here, same thing, retracing from a rally just recently, but I think there's probably so much more to go. I mean, if we look at the max chart, like, you know, it would make sense that we have a retrace right now because we hit close to all-time highs on this chain. But it doesn't mean the opportunity is gone, because clearly there's still interest here. So, and I think Solana is going to be here for the long term. Again, I see this going in and having institutional investment and more of a future. So that's why I chose Solana as my second one for this smart contract bucket. And the third one I picked is BNB. I'm not really a huge fan, but it is very popular. It's been around for a long time. It's established. It's the Binance coin. You know, you're pretty much good. You could have kind of an anomaly here. The only reason I'm not a huge fan of BNB, just because that there's iterations of the Binance coin. So for example, there's a Binance coin and then there's a Binance Smart Chain coin. So I think there's a little bit of hurdle for people who are new, just getting into crypto, who want to get into the decentralized application world. And the same goes for some of the other picks as well that I mentioned before. But definitely take a look at Avalanche, take a look at Phantom. They've got some good news with the migration over to Sonic. Avalanche is very popular on YouTube. I know a lot of people talk about it. They like the chain. Definitely check them out. But yeah, have your pick from one of these three or an alternative that I haven't mentioned here. There's plenty of them in the bucket, smart contract platforms. They're labeled as such on CoinGecko. Feel free to look around there and do some research, you know. But the three I mentioned have all been around for a while, and they all have really interesting projects within their own respective ecosystems, and they have their unique place. So the only downside, like I said before, is that some of these chains, in order to interact with their DeFi systems, you kind of have to jump through some hoops in order to get in and off of their native tokens. And again, if you're not sure what that means, for example, if you just swap that BNB I talked about off of that you bought off of Coinbase, for example, you would have to convert it to its BEP-20 counterpart to actually use it on something like PancakeSwap to buy different projects. So if you're not sure, just Google it. It's too much for this video. Maybe I'll make a video about doing some conversions on some popular native smart contract platform, layer one type of cryptos. Let's move on to the next thing. So we're going to move on to the third bucket, which is our layer two scaling solutions. Okay. These cryptos, they enhance scalability and efficiency for our major blockchains, especially when we're talking about Ethereum, which is, in my opinion, the big daddy of smart contract platforms. Plain and simple. So in my opinion, the top three that come to mind here as follows. Number one is going to be Polygon, aka Matic. Okay. Then where are we? What's the other one? Yes. It's going to be Arbitrum. And then the last one I'm picking here, because a lot of people like this one and it has good ties to Ethereum as well, is Optimism. Probably a lot of videos on YouTube about Optimism. Let's see if these got added to the thing. Yep. All right, they're in our portfolio as well. Great. So Polygon, I hold Polygon, big fan. It's my number one pick for this bucket. It's a leading layer two solution for Ethereum. And while the price of the native token has kind of been floating around for the past couple of months, kind of on a downward trend, it's still an established project with major backing. And as we know, it takes one catalyst for it to make a positive trajectory upward, right? Only takes one news cycle, one piece of news for this thing to hit new all-time highs. So definitely the price has been suppressed for a while. It got a little bit of a rally before Christmas along with everything else, but still has not hit anywhere near all-time highs from previous bull runs. So, but again, there's opportunity here, and you know, Polygon's very easy to get, and it's on all major tier one crypto exchanges. You can get this thing from Coinbase, Binance, Crypto.com, whatever, right? So worth taking a look at. I hold it. That's why I'm going to mention it. I think it's good. Arbitrum, another one. This is my second pick here. It's a promising roll-up solution, and it has a bunch of growing adoption. If I could click into it, show you the chart. Off-Chain Labs, the team behind Arbitrum, was recently praised by the founder of Ethereum for their technical expertise and achievement of being a fully stage one EVM rollup. Okay. According to Vitalik Buterin, which is the guy that is the founder of Ethereum, a layer 2 network in stage 1 is where a layer 2 prioritizes efficient security and scaling features, but lacks full decentralization. Full decentralization is achieved when they're in stage 2. So they're one of the only projects, I believe, or one of the few projects that have actually achieved this level 1 status. And Off-Chain Labs is legit. So I'm gonna use it as one of my picks for the layer 2 bucket. I think if they continue to be on the trajectory that they've been on and innovate and progress, maybe there's some opportunity here. Again, I'm not sure. You know, these are just thoughts, my own thoughts. take a look at it, research it, do your own research. You know, if you think I'm wrong with any of these things, guys, just like comment down below in this video and let me know what would be your picks. Is Arbitrum good or not? You know, you let me know. And the third one, which is kind of tied to this Arbitrum, right, is Optimism. It's another major player in Ethereum scalability. And it's one of the biggest scaling solutions for Ethereum with over $500 million in total value locked. It's home to 97 protocols, the biggest being Synthex, a derivative exchange, Uniswap, which is a major decentralized exchange, and Velodrome, which is an automated money maker, which is a type of decentralized exchange protocol that allows users to buy and sell digital assets without the need for a third-party intermediary. Think peer-to-peer here, guys. Okay, so these are my top 3 picks for the layer 2 solutions bucket. Let's go into number 4. We're going to talk about the DeFi ecosystem. So something that I just alluded to before. Now we're talking about this DeFi ecosystem, right? This bucket's going to offer exposure to the decentralized markets within crypto. And what do I mean by that? There are a bunch of different decentralized exchanges on various different chains, some exclusive to a specific chain and others that you can interact with many other chains. These are protocols that make the crypto trading world go around, and each of their projects' utility tokens offer various benefits to holding them, from voting rights to lending and borrowing, to trading discounts, access to arbitrage bots, and of course staking, yield farming, and being able to provide liquidity to various projects to generate passive income through trading volume. That's a lot of words. There's probably a lot of information. I don't care, whatever. It's 2025, we're coming in. I'd rather just give you the information. It's a lot. I probably could have broken up this thing, now that I'm thinking about it, into a bunch of different videos, but I'll release it and maybe I will go more in depth in the future for each bucket in smaller videos. So there's definitely a bunch of incentives in this bucket for the DeFi ecosystem. And in my opinion, I'd go with at least 1 or 2 protocols that you interact with regularly. So if you're already exchanging tokens on some sort of decentralized exchange like Uniswap, MINSWAP, Splash, PancakeSwap, what's like another one? Oh my God. Whatever. There's a million of them. Pick one. If you use it, consider buying the utility token for that specific decentralized exchange. But for this exercise, I'm going to pick some of the bigger ones. Well, I'm going to pick one of the biggest ones, which is Uniswap. Been around for forever, and we'll pick that guy. And because I like Cardano, I'm going to pick the MINSWAP token. Okay. So real quick, Uniswap, if you hold this, it provides exposure for basically the leading decentralized exchange out there, guys. You got benefits like token trading and liquidity provision, governance rights, and then like potential fee sharing mechanisms. So, you know, there's a lot of things that could reward long-term investors as this decentralized platform continues to grow. As you can see, past 24 hours, pretty good. Also took kind of a rally upwards before Christmas, retraced. This was a great opportunity down here. And we're kind of floating coming into Q1. So this is Uniswap. Take a look if you're not familiar with it, and definitely get yourself familiar with it because it's probably the biggest decentralized exchange out there. What happened to MINSWAP? Here we go. MINSWAP. Cardano. Sick. Love it. It's great. Same thing with Uniswap here. Offers governance rights, staking rewards, basically just overall exposure to the growth in the Cardano ecosystem. I think, you know, as it continues to expand and as Cardano continues to grow, and potentially if Charles does do some sort of business with the new administration coming in, I could see MINSWAP definitely having some benefit here with the increase of people coming on to the Cardano chain. So these are the 2 that I would suggest. There's other ones out there. Again, if you use a specific decentralized exchange, take a look at their token and see if it's worth your time. All right, so number 5, now we're starting to get into some a little bit more speculative stuff, some fun stuff. This is emerging sectors, okay? The purpose of this bucket is to try and capture growth from new and rapidly evolving crypto sectors. Basically, the world is your oyster here, and there are more than enough projects with big ideas to solutions to problems within their respective sectors. Narratives, team pedigrees, sentiment, funding, and community are, in my opinion, all things that should be considered when looking at projects and sectors. Same thing here. Let's look at 3 from different sectors that I think are actually interesting and make sense at this current time of the recording of this video. So AI, everybody loves artificial intelligence right now. It is hot. It's still hot. I think it's going to continue to be hot. And I think one of the best projects out there doing it, in my opinion, is Singularity Net. So I forget what the token, there we go. AGI, right, there we go. This is an AI play, and I think the project's founder and connection to the space, along with the talk around artificial intelligence in the mainstream media, makes it a great project to check out. If you're interested in learning more, I actually made a video on Singularity Net. So I also made a video about some top 3 AI crypto projects that I think are interesting that I dropped a couple of months ago. So I'll leave a link to those videos in the comment below. And I'll do the same for all the other projects in this particular bucket that I'm talking about, because I did videos on all of them and I think that they're all pretty good and they've all been doing pretty well since I dropped those videos. So definitely take a look. So artificial intelligence bucket, that's my pick, and I'm going with Singularity Net for that one. I think gaming in this space is pretty good, so we can take a look at that one. And I think for gaming, I personally would want to pick, where are you? Copy or Cornucopias. Oops. And I did a video on these guys. It's a gaming play, and they're looking to try to build a pretty decent game based on blockchain technology and in-game ownership. You know, there's also other established options out here in the gaming space like Access Infinity, Gala Games, and Beam that are also worth looking into. I like Copy. I was looking around at their gameplay and stuff. They have a really good community. And since I did my first video on their project, I think they were only on like one blockchain. And now this project's kind of like has been expanding. It looks like they keep on doing stuff. So I would check them out. Definitely. And then the final one, I think shared computing, with this kind of ties into artificial intelligence, but I think shared computing power and a resource collection from like GPUs and things like that, I think are going to be really important. If this particular space, this sector can figure it out, I think there's actually some good opportunity here as well. So my pick for this one is going to be Render. Okay. You know, like I said, it's in the same vein as artificial intelligence, but it's a sector that is trying to build the backbone for cheaper and decentralized infrastructure to provide robust computational power through pooling resources. They have a great team, and, you know, some other options here that actually I think they're partnered with, but like Fetch AI, NOS, and then these are not piled, but like not connected, but like Filecoin, for example, or the Near protocol. And like a decentralized Oracle system like Chainlink is also another really good one to take a look at. Actually, I think Chainlink's been talked about kind of in the mainstream media and some like institutional investors and stuff like that. So I know, actually, I made a video on that a long time ago. I think it was originally like $7, and now that thing must be cranking at this point. Actually, you know what? Just for fun, I'm going to add Chainlink as well. Why not? Let me see where Chainlink's at. Oh, they're down. But $20. I said when I was looking at this, it was $7. It's ridiculous. So still great return on investment. Wow, $29. Amazing. And then also in this emerging sector, just because I like to kind of play around with it, and I made some videos on this sector, would be the DePIN sector, which is decentralized infrastructure. So I'd look at things like Honey, Helium, Akash, and IONet. I think they're all pretty good. All right, on to the next and final. Well, pretty much on to the final part of the portfolio, and this is speculative plays. Okay, this is like the full degen mode portion of the portfolio. This is basically where you see all the YouTube videos out there pumping all sorts of shit, right? These are highly speculative, high risk, but if you catch them, they also offer potentially some really high rewards as well. So it's worth kind of dabbling and putting your toe in the water here. You know, I think this is, you know, it definitely takes a little bit more attention and understanding when you get into these speculative plays, but they are definitely worth having some exposure into, in my opinion. Look, listen, let's be real. Everything in crypto is speculative, and there's no denying that this is an emerging market, and the future is 100% not guaranteed, right? If you need to understand, what you need to understand that this isn't what you're used to with traditional markets. If you're just buying something because you heard someone talk about it on YouTube or X, that's definitely not good enough reason to take action, in my opinion. You need to take time to research what you're doing and weigh the pros and cons, okay? There are also plenty of other things in crypto that are successful despite being completely irrational. And in my opinion, this section can really highlight that. It's not to discredit any of the projects mentioned here in this bucket, but in my opinion, a lot has to do with sentiment and community, and many times fundamentals and rationale take a back seat. And this is not exclusive just to the speculative bucket, but sometimes even on some other crypto projects that are a little bit more established as well. So let's get right into it. I'm picking 3 here, and I'm not going to bore you too much, but it's going to be SHIB, SNEK, and DOGE. 3 major ones. Okay, I'm going to add them to our portfolio. SHIB, boom. I hold SHIB, love SHIB, great community, been around for a while, on tier 1 exchanges, dope. SNEK, this is like gold standard for meme coin and Cardano ecosystem. Huge community, great, killing it. And DOGE, old school. It's like the OG meme coin out there. Gotta have some Dogecoin, right? If we're talking about memes, you have to have that. So if you're not familiar with any of these, quick rundown. SHIB, dog-based meme coin, right? On all major crypto exchanges, has a huge holder count. I hold SHIB. Love it. Great project that you could potentially leverage the community and trading volume for some opportunity. Okay. SNEK, that's on Cardano. It is literally the gold standard. It's like the top meme coin on that chain. Huge community. They just came out with something called SNEK.FUN, which is a token platform, like a launching platform. I did a video on that recently, maybe like a month ago. I'll leave a link down in the comments as well for that if you want to check that out. And then Doge, it's the OG dog meme coin. It's pretty much in the mainstream regularly. There's literally an entire government organization that's now formed called DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency. A coincidence? I don't think so, considering that Elon Musk is in the conversation. DOGE, Elon Musk, X, they're all tied together, so that's why I add that one to our portfolio. There's also a million other ones out there, guys. Just dip your toes into the decentralized waters and have your pick. Just remember, there are probably more losers here in this bucket than there are winners, okay? And then now finally, you want to have a bucket for stable coins. And I think you want to have stable coins, something like, in my opinion, USDC. I keep using the wrong thing here. Damn it. Hold up. So I want to have USDC. What is this thing? Here we go. Keep hitting the wrong thing. USDC and potentially some Tether, depending on where you're at. Me personally, USDC all day. I don't even mess with Tether if I don't have to. USDC, backed by BNY, Coinbase, everybody, the New York regulation, the whole 9. I think USDC, out of all of them, here to stay. You're great, But worth considering, if you don't know what a stable coin is, these things are coins that have a one-to-one backing with the US dollar, or at least for these two, these are US dollar, but there's some other ones, I think like Celo, which is backed by gold, or different assets, right? Some are over collateralized. I'm not going to get into it, but basically the 2 biggest ones are USDC and Tether. So consider having these in your portfolio, one, to shield your profit taking from the volatility in the market, but also they could offer things like high yield earnings, and they're great to keep around in case you need to capitalize on market conditions, right? This bucket is what I'm going to call, I'm going to dub it basically your dry powder, okay? You want to have a little bit of dry powder on the sidelines just in case there's some opportunity really quick to be able to interact and buy what you need to buy. Imagine looking back a year from now, knowing that you took the plunge, made smart moves, and built something meaningful. This can be your reality, but only if you start today and start educating yourself. Sure, it could seem like you missed the boat, but just remember, most people do not own crypto, let alone even know where to start. You're already way ahead of the pack, and even if you don't believe that, just look at the traditional markets. They've been around for forever, and they still continue to produce opportunity year over year. It just takes some education, attention, and action. If you're ready to start making moves in crypto, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's navigate 2025 together. My goal is to learn with you and also learn from you. I'm not an expert by any means, and I welcome anyone who wants to share their insight. I'm not here to sell you anything. My goal is to start a conversation and look at what might have some value out there. Let me know in the comments what your crypto goals are for this year. And remember, the best time to start was yesterday. The second best time, today.